guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will also analyze where Liverpool went wrong against Manchester City, and I think Liverpool absolutely have to get the key decisions, the key transfer deals spot on and perfect in the summer. Otherwise this Liverpool rebuild will go too long and very long, but hopefully Jurgen Klopp learned from his mistakes, because Paul Joyce is actually reporting, and this is a Jude Bellingham big transfer update as well. But first I want to say that Paul Joyce reported that Jurgen Klopp misjudged his resources last summer, and I said it many times, it was a huge failure, a huge mistake not to sign a midfielder last summer, and Jurgen Klopp is partly responsible for that. I don't want him sacked, I want him to stay at Liverpool and to oversee this massive rebuild, but I think Liverpool made a mistake, and Jurgen Klopp said Liverpool don't need a midfielder. Last summer he said in a press conference, name me a midfielder who has attributes that we already don't have in the squad, and now I think it's glaringly obvious that we needed Jude Bellingham or a Tchouaméni type of midfielder. Choosing not to strengthen in the midfield last summer was a mistake by Jurgen Klopp. Paul Joyce is reporting he simply cannot afford to again get key decisions wrong next summer that is coming up. So this summer Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool have to get all the key decisions right, otherwise Liverpool will struggle next season as well. There is a chance that the arrival of Jude Bellingham and simply turning the page and resetting after this abysmal, horrible, terrible campaign, that it solves most or all of Liverpool's current issues. If Jurgen Klopp believes that, then Liverpool will go all in and try to sign Jude Bellingham. Before the weekend, Bellingham was already keen on the idea of moving to Liverpool, and Dortmund's defeat to Bayern Munich, where they got comprehensively outplayed and beaten 4-2, and Dortmund scored in the last minute, so it was basically 4-1 Bayern before the 90th minute. It demonstrates how the natural order was restored in the Bundesliga, and I think Jude Bellingham will want to move to Liverpool. And Paul Joyce is reporting that Jude Bellingham is still interested in joining Liverpool even if they don't finish in the top 4. And after Newcastle beat Man United 2-0, Liverpool are 8 points behind 4th place and behind 3rd place, because now Man United are slipped down to 4th place behind Newcastle on the same level of points. They have 50 points from 28 games. Liverpool have 42 points, which is absolutely horrendous. From 28 games, 40 points, it's a 60-point season on average, and that is one of the worst seasons in Liverpool's Premier League history of the last 28 years. And Paul Joyce has confirmed that Jude Bellingham is still interested in joining Liverpool, and if Jurgen Klopp believes he is the man to solve Liverpool's midfield issues, and I mean he can't be the only man who solves Liverpool's midfield issues, but he's the man who solves a lot of Liverpool's midfield issues, then Liverpool will sanction the deal and Liverpool will sign Jude Bellingham for 100 or 120 million pounds. But it must cause Jurgen Klopp concern that he may need far more than a silver bullet signing who would monopolize so much of his transfer budget. I mean, Liverpool would have to spend more than half of their transfer budget on the Jude Bellingham transfer. The question is, spending most of the transfer budget on one player when we need multiple incomings, is that a wise decision or not? But Jude Bellingham is such a great player, such a brilliant player, that he would solve a lot of Liverpool's midfield issues, because he can also play at Liverpool for the next 8, 9, 10 years, and if we can get the best out of him, then he could become a Liverpool legend. But also we could sell him for the same amount of money that we buy him for in 5, 6, 7 years. Whenever he wants to go to Real Madrid, he can go and Liverpool can get back the money that we invested into the Jude Bellingham transfer deal. But the thing is that because Liverpool have been consistently in the Champions League and we reached 3 Champions League finals in 5 years, FSG should allow Liverpool to spend 200, 250 million pounds, and that is the bare minimum. That's what it takes for Liverpool to get back into the title race and into the race to win the Champions League. Otherwise, Liverpool will again fight just for the top 4. And Jurgen Klopp and this squad deserves more. They deserve to be fighting for titles and trophies because they showed it many times before that they are good enough to do that. With the right reinforcements, Jurgen Klopp can get this Liverpool team back fighting for the top 4. Not just for the top 4, but for the title with the right investment. But FSG have to spend money. They have to allow Liverpool to spend 250 million. Some are arguing that maybe even more is needed, maybe 300 million, which I think is pretty unrealistic, that Liverpool will spend 300 million pounds in one transfer window. But we need at least 2 midfielders, maybe 3. We need at least a young experienced or a young centre-back. We need a young right back who is also good enough to challenge Ronald, and maybe we need another young attacker instead of Bobby Firmino, who is leaving on a free contract. So Liverpool have a massive rebuild on their hands. And before Man City destroyed Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp was asked in the press conference, can he see Liverpool spending 100 million pounds on one player, of course hinting at the Jude Bellingham transfer deal. And Jurgen Klopp said this: I can or I will not answer your question. We never speak about these kind of things. But Liverpool will spend money in the summer. That's what I can say. Definitely the club will spend in the summer. For who and how many, there is nothing to say about it really. We are busy, you can imagine. During the international break, Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp have been working on transfer deals, on trying to see what Liverpool needs and what kind of players Liverpool should sign. And there were positive talks about summer transfers, but no official decision has been made yet. And I think that's a very broad statement that Liverpool will spend, but Jurgen Klopp is saying Liverpool will be serious in the transfer market and we will spend big money on big players. And he said that has nothing to do with specific results. Obviously, my main job is to watch the boys, the players, the whole year. That's what I do during training sessions, during games, 1 game, 2 games. It has absolutely nothing to do with the decisions. That doesn't mean you sign a player after you win 7-0 or you sell a player after losing 1-0. And it will be interesting to see if Liverpool return to the method which saw a host of rising stars arrive at Anfield at the same time, or will they sign players who are in their prime or nearing their prime. I think Liverpool need a mixture. Liverpool need at least 2 midfielders who can walk into the starting lineup, and I mean that's not too hard because Naby Keita, Alexis Chamberlain, James Milner, Arthur are leaving. So essentially we have 4 midfielders left. And it's not difficult to sign a midfielder who is better than Harvey Elliott, Fabio Carvalho, Jordan Henderson or Fabinho. Those players, especially Fabinho and Henderson, they have fallen off massively, and Harvey Elliott is improving, but he's still not the finished article yet. And I also found it fascinating that Jurgen Klopp basically explained the Liverpool's absolutely horrendous poor form against the bottom half teams. We lost so many games that we should have won. We lost to Bournemouth, we lost to Wolves, we lost to Nottingham Forest, we lost to Leeds United. 3 of those 4 teams were bottom of the Premier League at the time of beating Liverpool, and that's unacceptable in any season, never mind this season where we were supposed to again challenge for the title, challenge for the Champions League, and we have fallen away so massively to those standards, from those standards. And Jurgen Klopp said the main reason Liverpool lost to the bottom half of the Premier League many times is we didn't play good enough. We had an awful lot of chances against Nottingham Forest. We didn't play a super game, but we had an awful lot of chances. We conceded a strange goal. They scored their goal. We had chances like set piece moments. We just didn't put the chances away. We didn't play exceptionally well, but we were clearly the better side. And in the end, it was not good enough. When things are going well and everything is settled, the chances go in. But when you don't score your chances, you have to just try harder, try different, go again, and still kill the game off. The problem was, for example, in the Bournemouth game again, everything changed after we went 1-0 down. And this is a bit the story of the season. And against Bournemouth, we even missed the penalty. And Jurgen Klopp said, you cannot even compare Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. Then in both games, we should have won. But we didn't. Should have won because of the performance, even when it was not the best performance. In other games, we actually performed better. So that's the easy explanation. In the past, when we had these problems, it was because we struggled a little bit in possession against deep defending sides. But each team is doing that, and we improved a lot in that. This part of the game was not the problem in the games we lost, because we created chances, we kept the ball, the possession was right, the passes were right, but in the end, we didn't finish our chances off and reacted badly as a team when we were 1-0 down. We got too quick in a rush. And that's mentality. That's mentally. The players are mentally just done. And I have no idea why on earth a Liverpool team, which were 2 games away from immortality, 2 games away from being the best side in English football history, winning the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup. And we have collapsed mentally from that. We didn't deal with the fact that we lost the title in the last 15 minutes of the season, and we lost the Champions League final, and we just didn't recover from that. Mentally, every time Liverpool have a setback, it's like we collapse mentally, and that's just not good enough. And I also have some concerns about the manager not adapting the tactics enough this season to the players that he has available. When the 4-3-3 formation is not working, you should try something different. When high pressing is not working, you should try something different. You should sit back a little bit, drop 10 yards and try to play on the counter attack. If you create chances and not score, like, why not sign a midfielder who can create even more chances? You don't have to rely on the fullbacks to create chances. Why not sign a midfielder in January who can create chances, score goals? Maybe the right player wasn't available, but then Liverpool just sacrificed this season, and that's just absolutely terrible. And Jurgen Klopp was absolutely distraught and deflated and so disappointed, because the way Liverpool started the second half, Jurgen Klopp can't explain. The players can't explain why didn't we put in a challenge in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. We just let Manchester City run through us, and before we know it, before we actually woke up and realized, oh wait, second half is on the way, we were already 3-1 down, the game was over. And Jurgen Klopp said, I told the players there is nothing from my side to say for the Man City game. Everything is obvious and everyone needs to think about it, and then tomorrow we have to talk about it. But that was nothing for now. It is not a lot of time, and we play on Tuesday against Chelsea, so tomorrow we should play better, especially more consistently. Being good while you are feeling good is okay, but not being good when you don't feel 100% is obviously not possible in the Premier League. That's what happens in the moment. We spoke about it in the press conference. Being 1-0 down this year changed pretty much everything for us. I don't like to mention these things, but I cannot ignore it as well. Today, if we concede 2 quick goals, and again, then it is super difficult here at the Etihad, if not nearly impossible, to come back from 2 goals down. But you can make it a bit more difficult for them if you stick to the things you did in your good moments. That was not there anymore, and that's why then the difference was so massive between the first half and the second half. It is not nice to be part of the team when the crowd starts olays with each pass. It's not nice, but it still happens from time to time. And also Jurgen Klopp said that the substitutes didn't really change the game. And that's it, but it's super difficult also to come on when Liverpool are 3-1 down and try to chase the game against Manchester City. Liverpool have to improve massively. And I think Liverpool have a tiny chance now to get the top 4, but we absolutely have to beat Chelsea. And we have to at least get a draw against Arsenal and then try to go on a winning run against the smaller teams, but for Liverpool there is no small team in this season. We can even lose to the bottom of the Premier League, so I have absolutely no confidence and no hope that this Liverpool team will even qualify for Europe. And maybe that will be a good thing, that Liverpool can totally reset and focus on the Premier League next season. But we are focusing on the Premier League right now. We have nothing else to pray for, and we are dreadful. So I totally lost confidence in this Liverpool team, and I don't know what I can expect from the rest of the season, but let me know what they think in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.